Good morning, all of you on TikTok. It's Brandon Rutherman of the College Football Kickoff Show, and this is your 10-minute ticker, your TikTok 10-minute ticker for your Week 10 of the college football season. Now, going into today's slate, we have 35 bowl-eligible teams with an assortment of others looking to gain their 6 wins, among them Arkansas, Minnesota, Texas Tech, Michigan, Nebraska, Arizona State, Louisville, Iowa, Wisconsin, Virginia Tech, Syracuse, TCU, Vanderbilt, Louisiana Monroe, Fresno State, Georgia Southern, Toledo, and Eastern Michigan. They all have their shots today at picking up their 6th wins. And of those teams, there are 3 matchups in which the losers will have to wait a week. Toledo is visiting Eastern Michigan. I got Toledo. I made that announcement in the helmet picks this morning. Meanwhile, we also have, I do believe, Wisconsin visiting Iowa, and I do believe Virginia Tech and Syracuse, which I'm going to be making right now. I could take all of these lanyards off and I just put them on during my Facebook portion. But today we are doing our due diligence and doing our business here on TikTok. And just as we are about to do the picks on TikTok, we're going with Pitt. We are going with Pitt. And just to clarify for all of you on TikTok, that was a shout out to our athletic director, Scott McGinnis, the one and only. Just moments ago, I made the pick basing it solely on the fact that I'm here because of him, and because of him, I'm taking Pitt to beat SMU tonight in the ACC. But here is the rest of the picks as we have them. Army over Air Force. That should be a cakewalk. Air Force completely has come unglued. Minnesota. You know what? Let's do Minnesota real quick, and I'll tell you why. Minnesota is at Illinois, and Illinois has got one thing working for them, and that's the fact that Brett Bielema is 10-0 lifetime against the Gophers. And this goes back to his days as head coach at Wisconsin. So if you're an Illinois fan, ride on that and pick up the win. As much as I like to see Minnesota win one and get the monkey off the back, I'm afraid they're going to have to wait till next week for their shot at bowl eligibility. Meanwhile, before we get to the rest of the picks, and I got to make sure that I'm watching the clock here, we're over 3 minutes in. I lost my place here. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the last 2 weeks in picking games, of those 4 days, I've compiled a record of 16-2, and those 2 losses were Liberty. Simply because I didn't pay what I needed, which were wins. So, Liberty, 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 you suck, you suck. Meanwhile, back to the picks we go. Miami over Duke should be an easy one there. NC State over Stanford. If NC State wins, they'll be 1 win away from bowl eligibility. Virginia Tech, I got them on the road at Syracuse. They look to me to being the stronger team. I got Arkansas. There was the pick I forgot to make. In fact, I made quite a few picks. There were some picks that I forgot to make on Facebook. So we're going to do these ones real quick. Arkansas upsetting Ole Miss. Arkansas will pick up win number 6. I am going with them over Ole Miss. Memphis over UTSA. UTSA has fallen off completely. A loss today, and they're out of it. Northwestern over Purdue. How in the world did I forget the lanyards? Oh, here they are. I guess we're going to have to do a retake on Facebook. So, Illinois, Miami, Memphis, NC State, and whoever else is in this assortment of lanyards. I knew I screwed up somewhere. I knew I did. North Carolina over FSU. This is the price I pay for doing this. We mentioned Illinois. Georgia over Florida, that should be an easy one. Arizona over UCF on the road. Yes, I'm taking Arizona. Houston will give Kansas State some trouble, but I'm still going with Kansas State in that one. Iowa State big over Texas Tech at home. Oregon at the Big House over Michigan. Nebraska will finally get bowl eligibility. They will beat UCLA. Navy over Rice. New Mexico over the one-win Wyoming team. It's completely fallen apart. Arizona State on the road over Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State has not won since September. 3-0 to start, 0-5 since. Clemson over Louisville tonight. South Carolina will upset A&M. And we have Iowa beating Wisconsin, USC over Washington, TCU over Baylor, and finally the big ones. I'm taking Ohio State over Penn State. Penn State will win the whiteout, but not the game. And Pitt over SMU. So, we didn't quite get it done in 10 minutes, but we got it done with time to spare. This has been your TikTok 10-minute ticker. 10-minute drill. May as well be a 10-minute ticker, too. This is the price you pay when the only script that you're reading from are the games that you're picking. Nevertheless, those are my selections for Week 10. Hope it's a good Saturday for your teams today. And just remember this. I might like your team one week. I might pick against your team the next week. But if there's one thing that I do love, it's college football. From all of me to all of you out there in TikTok land, it's Brandon Rutherman signing off for the College Football Kickoff Show right here on TikTok and YouTube, for that matter. Have yourselves a great one, and we'll talk to you soon.